I couldn't be more proud and honored to bring up and introduce to you the 27th head coach of the St. Louis Billikens, Josh Schertz.
Josh Schertz has been busy. First, he convinced Gibson Jimerson to return to SLU. He now has 3 players 6'10" or above visiting SLU. He lost 1 player from Indiana State, Jason Kent, who's going to Texas, but he has a great shot at Robbie Avila and Isaiah Swopes from ISU. My conversation with the new SLU coach is tonight's Sunday Conversation. And it's a pleasure to welcome Josh Schertz. So this courtship lasted a long time. When did you know for sure that you told your wife, we are going to St. Louis?
When I told my wife was the Wednesday after the Utah game, so before we played the championship against Seton Hall. I'd slept on it. Indiana State had come back with a great offer, and it was a little bit of a change of what it had been. I was leaning towards St. Louis, and then they made an offer Tuesday that really changed things, and I slept on it Tuesday night, and when I woke up Wednesday, I told my wife, I said, we're going to St. Louis. So that was probably the first time I had just verbalized it to her.
Kind of cool to be a school's first choice. Like when Coach Cusumano got the job at UNLV and they went after Pitino first, he said, well, I know I wasn't their first choice, but I wasn't my wife's first choice either. But I don't know if SLU even had a plan B. You were number 1.
Yeah, I don't know all of who they talked to or what they did, but I know it was very, they were very succinct and concise with their process. They were the most organized of anybody I talked to. Really, I thought, had identified that they wanted me there, and so I think, they maybe had lost on a Thursday, I think, in the tournament, and we connected on a Friday, and it was very quick from there that this is what we want to do, and they really put their eggs in that basket. I know that was, I know Chris mentioned a lot of anxiety on his part because if it didn't work out, that would have been difficult for them, but it made me feel very good that they had enough faith in me, and then just as I got to know them, because we played for so long, it actually worked in SLU's favor, because I don't know, if we had lost to SMU, it might have been different because it was such a quick turnaround.
Let's talk a little bit about your love of the game. There's the famous Majerus stories where he'd write plays on napkins, diagram plays when he's in the shower. Are you similar to that? Are you that basketball obsessed?
I watch film all the time. I'm constantly studying. My relax, like decompress time, is like sit down and watch Synergy, pull up Synergy, study some random European team or what's going on in the NBA. I spend most of my life. I don't have any hobbies. I don't have anything. I don't golf. I don't other than travel and food and family. If I'm on the way to work, I don't listen to music. I'm podcast. I'm listening to leadership stuff. I'm listening to find ways to get better. I constantly am searching out people to learn from, and there's an obsessiveness with improvement, obsessiveness with the game, but certainly I've wrapped my whole life around basketball and family, but my downtime, like people are like, oh, what are you gonna do to decompress this Sunday? I'll probably pull up Synergy on the computer and watch hoops, which I know doesn't seem like much of a relaxation, but for me, it's awesome.
I know you love Indiana State and you want them to have success for years to come, but how do you approach it now with their 5, your 5 from last year, in the portal and trying to get them to help your program here at St. Louis University?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I do love Indiana State, and I'm appreciative of everything that the 3 years I had there. But, when I told those guys, before I left, I met with everyone, and I told them individually, I said, look, whatever you want to do, I'm going to support you. If you guys decide you want to stay in Indiana State and run it back, that would be amazing. You have an amazing opportunity to do that if you guys want to all stick together and do that. If you decide you want to go on the portal, you guys know how to find me. You know my number, you know where I am.
Finally, your vision for this program.
Want it to be a sustainable championship level program. I want to be a team. You're not going to win the A-10 every year. That's not reasonable. we want to be in the fight every year. We want to have a chance to win it every year. We want to compete in the NCAA tournament. We want to have teams that can advance. We want to have a program that everybody here is proud of in terms of not just how we win. Of course, winning is a big part of that, because if we don't win, then I won't be here. So, but also how our guys perform in the classroom, how they interact with the community, the way we play. And I want everybody, whether you're an athletic administrator, a fan, media, coach, player, I want them to be proud of being a part of and being a part of our program. And so that's the ultimate end goal for what we want to build here.
Let's talk about your life. You were a tennis prodigy as a young man, but you quit the sport at a really young age because you felt your self-worth or the love you receive in your home was determined on how you did as a tennis player. Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I just got burnt out. I felt like I had sacrificed a lot of my life from a tennis standpoint, and stopped going to regular school when I was 12. Went to like lived at a tennis academy, and went to school just a couple hours a day, and missed a lot of things that other kids did when I was traveling, and decided to walk away from tennis at 15.
But your dad was really tough on you, and how does that play a role in the way you coach players today? Because just from afar, your sideline demeanor really player friendly.
Yeah, I think look, no one plays well when they're carrying or performs well when they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders every time they hit the court or the field or whatever, right? I mean, it's being able to have a perspective on, hey, we're going to take what we do really seriously, but not take ourselves too seriously. I think people perform best when they feel believed in, when they feel encouraged, when they feel like the person or people have faith in who they are as players. Doesn't mean that there's not confrontation. Doesn't mean that the players can do whatever they want.
You have a special needs son. What strength do you draw from him? What lessons do you learn from him?
I mean, he's incredible. He's just so resilient, and he's loving and caring, and just a really good human being. It's always refreshing to go and do something with him, because it doesn't the rest of the outside stuff he's not even aware of, and it's beautiful time. It's a reminder of the innocence of who we can be. So like when I was coming to St. Louis and it was getting out and people were pretty upset in Terre Haute, and he wanted to go out to dinner. I was like, we probably shouldn't. And he's like, why? I just had to explain to him that it probably was not the right time to be out. But he doesn't get like those type of things. So it's been awesome. It keeps me grounded. I always think I've been so lucky family-wise, my wife and my two boys, and just my brother, even my father relationship has been repaired, and aunts and uncles. I just got a great group, friends, support system, and so that's a huge part of quality of life, and I've been incredibly lucky, which has made me remarkably happy. It gives me a great quality of life.
Say it's next December, Billikens just won a game, and two guys are walking out of Shavitz. What do you want them to say about your team?
Hopefully, we want to come back to the next game. When's the next home game? Man, are these guys entertaining? Love the way they play, the passion, the joy, the sacrifice. They play the game the right way. I would love for people to get hooked on coming to Billiken basketball, because I think it is that. If you look back what we did at LMU and getting that place rocking in a very small town. Look at Terre Haute selling out regularly, which has never happened back when Bird was there. It's a fun style to play. We're going to get great kids. We're going to do it the right way. They're going to play the right way on both ends of the floor. They're going to play for each other. We're going to have guys who really love the game. And I do think it's going to be an entertaining brand of basketball when you look at the pace and how fast we play and how the ball moves. And it looks much more, we play much more like a pro team than your typical college team.